Hello, my name is MT4Server. I worked on EFRT-1305 for the refactoring of the MT4Server entity onto the entity framework. Our product owner and mentor is Dr. Masoud Sujadi, and with that, let's begin. So first of all, the MT4Server is under this aggregate project of our solution. Now, MT4Server has its old properties as well as a list of MT4 terminals, and that is due to the fact that MT4 terminal has a server ID within it. So that server ID is associated with this public virtual MT4 server, which is why you have its foreign key here. Now, when we go into the controllers, so we have an MT4 server controller on the backend. One distinguishment here is that before on the back end we had only one controller for the terminals and the server. Now we will have the MT4 server separate from the MT4 terminal controller. So this is only the MT4 server controller. This receives the requests from the front end. So here you have your HTTP posts. And of course you have your add server, edit server, delete server, and so on. So this controller communicates to the server service, the MT4 server service. So this service, what it does is it creates the commands for our data to be sent to the database. So you have things such as add, delete, get, update, and so on. So this is service. The service uses the repository. So our repository is here, MT4 server repository, implements base repository. So when we go into base repository, this has your basic add, delete, and so on for data onto the database, and then we override our update for the server properties. Now on the front end controller, we have the MT4 server controller. Again, this is the same case as the backend. We'll have it separate from the MT4 terminal controller. So you have all the MT4 server related functionality here. So here you have the VPS management function. Returns an iAction result, so it'll give you this view for the VPS management homepage. And of course this is using a bunch of views. You have a few modals for the add server, connect server, and edit, and so on. This is from the previous project, and of course there were some changes that had to be made here as well. That's pretty much it for the code. We also have the MT4 Server Manager, of course. This is pretty much the same as the old project. The only thing that has changed is this was MT4 before. Now we have MT4 Server since we split it into server and terminal. Now with that, let's run the project and see what it does. So VPS management can only be done by admins. So let's log in as administrator. EFRT 1234. VPS management. So here we're already hitting our controller. We have the default action of VPS management. So we're going to add a server. At the moment there's none in the database. So let's add one. Well, we actually may have some in the database. They may be marked as is deleted. Let's check that right before. Yeah, so there are a few records in our MT4 server table, but they are all marked as is deleted, so they don't show up on the front end. So we're going to add a server, FIU, HTTP server. Our server has been added. We go back to the default action of VPS management. Now let's try editing the server. Well, before that, actually, we of course had a server with no terminal, so it's not connected. MT4 terminal is outside of EFRT-1305 scope. So edit that. Let's do FIU2, 2, and 2. Save changes. So now we see the changes made. And now we should actually see that record in here as well. So let's run this again. FIU2 is here. We had the original created time at, which was about a few seconds before, I guess. Looks like 20 seconds before I updated it here. So let's delete it. So now it should be marked as deleted in our database. So this will go from 0 to 1. Okay, and now we have the deletion time. That covers all of the functionality for the MT4Server entity. Let's add a server actually back to demonstrate one more thing. Now, all of our servers for now are going to seem disconnected. There are no terminals when we click on the status. I did mock up the terminal modal, but of course there's no terminals to be found, so we can't connect the server or close. So that covers the full scope of EFRT-1305. Thank you. Feel free to reach out to myself and Dr. Masoud Sajjad. Thank you.